We often picture the Buddha as a figure of ultimate tranquility, so detached from the world that he was beyond the reach of ordinary human emotions like grief. We imagine a peace that is cold, distant, and unfeeling. But the ancient scriptures tell a more human story. They recount the time when the Buddha's two chief disciples, Sariputta and Moggallana, passed away. The Buddha looked out at the assembly of monks and remarked to his attendant Ananda, "This assembly now seems empty to me." The texts describe him as being deeply moved, showing a profound sense of loss. His was not a cold detachment that feels nothing, but a clear-seeing compassion that feels everything without being drowned by it. Understanding this, that true peace is not an absence of feeling, but a deep, unselfish engagement with reality, is the key to understanding the unique and powerful Zen perspective on compassion. Today we explore a vital question. How does Zen view the concept of compassion, and is it expressed differently than in other Buddhist traditions? This is a subtle and important point. Zen, with its fierce emphasis on self-reliance, emptiness, and direct insight, can sometimes appear austere, even cold, compared to traditions that place a strong emphasis on cultivating the heart. But as we'll discover, Zen sees compassion not as an emotion you practice, but as the unavoidable, natural consequence of deep wisdom. In many beautiful and powerful Buddhist traditions, compassion is an active practice of cultivation. Through meditations on loving kindness, or metta, and compassion, or karuna, a practitioner intentionally develops and strengthens these qualities. You start by offering goodwill to yourself, then to loved ones, and gradually radiate it outwards to include all beings. This is the heart of the Bodhisattva's vow, to save all beings from suffering. It is a profound and transformative path. Zen does not negate this, but it takes a different angle of approach. It drills down to the very root of the issue by asking, who is the I that is being compassionate to the other? The Zen focus is on seeing through the illusion of this fundamental separation. The core insight is that boundless compassion is not something you add to yourself through effort. It is the natural, spontaneous, and immediate functioning of a mind that has realized its deep intimacy with all of life. To understand this unique flavor of compassion, think about your own body. Imagine you accidentally place your left hand on a hot stove. Does your right hand pause and think, "Oh, my poor fellow hand, the one I call lefty, is in a state of suffering. As a good and moral right hand, I should cultivate a feeling of compassion and then perform the action of helping it"? Of course not. The action is instantaneous, uncalculated, and total. The right hand pulls the left hand away, the feet jump back, the mouth may cry out. There is no thought, there is no helper, and no one being helped. There is simply one unified organism responding swiftly and appropriately to pain. This is the essence of Zen compassion. When, through deep practice, the illusion of being a separate, isolated self dissolves, the suffering of another is no longer their suffering over there. It is experienced as your own. The response is not a calculated act of charity. It's a natural reflex. It is as simple and as profound as one hand instinctively helping the other. This perspective offers a powerful clarification for our daily lives. It helps us distinguish true compassion from what is sometimes called sentimental compassion or idiot compassion. Sentimental compassion is often more about ourselves. We help someone because their suffering makes us uncomfortable, and we want that feeling to go away. We might give someone what they want, even if it's not what they need, because it's easier than setting a difficult boundary. Zen compassion, because it is fused with wisdom, or prajna, is clear-seeing and unsentimental. Because it's not driven by the ego's need to be a helper, it is free to do what is genuinely required by the situation. Sometimes the most compassionate action is to offer a soft word and a gentle hand. And sometimes the most compassionate action is to say no with unwavering clarity, to tell someone a hard truth, or to allow them to face the natural consequences of their actions. It is a compassion that is grounded, strong, and unafraid to be skillful rather than just nice. We can touch this feeling of shared being with a simple, reflective practice. This is a variation on a classic Buddhist contemplation. 1. Bring someone to mind. Sit quietly and think of a person in your life. It could be someone you love or even just a neutral acquaintance. 2. Recognize the shared ground. Now, instead of trying to send them good wishes, simply reflect on your shared reality. Silently, gently, acknowledge these truths. Just like me, this person has a body and a mind. Just like me, this person wants to feel safe and happy. Just like me, this person has experienced pain, disappointment, and sorrow. 3. Feel the connection. Notice what happens as you rest in this recognition. The hard line between self and other can begin to soften. You are not doing compassion. You are simply resting in the awareness of a shared existence. The feeling of warmth or kinship that arises from this recognition is the natural heart of wise compassion. While many paths teach us to build a bridge of compassion from ourselves to others, Zen invites us to realize that there was never a gap to begin with. Compassion is not the bridge, but it is the discovery that we were standing on the same ground all along. When wisdom dawns, compassion ceases to be a noble intention or a difficult duty. It becomes the most natural thing in the world, the simple, necessary, and reflexive action of life taking care of itself. How does this shift in perspective from compassion as a cultivated feeling to compassion as a natural reflex land with you? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. If this exploration was helpful, please subscribe to the Mindful Compass. May you feel the suffering of others as your own, and may your response be swift, wise, and true.